snips happen where I am going to be spotlighting a fellow design team member from Scrapbooking With Me. Her channel name is Crafting with Kathi Lee. So, with that being said, I ask all of you who follow me, if you see this video, take a moment to go and check her out. Her link will be down below. I will leave a little card up in the corner like I always do, so that you can just click on that little card and hop on over and check her out. I asked at the beginning of the month for all of my design team members to send me their favorite video for me to recreate. I didn't care if it was simple, hard, whatever. Challenge accepted. She sent me her favorite video, and I'm going to show you what her favorite video was. I'm going to leave the original video in the link also down below, so you can check that out. I chose Vintage Farmhouse Market from Scrapbooking With Me, which is a new collection, new-ish, whatever, in the shop. I will leave my affiliate link down below, so that if you want to go grab this yourself to try this project, you can. Most of the items that I'm going to use in this project are from Scrapbooking With Me or from my stash. Some of it I cannot tell you where it came from, because I do not know myself where it came from, because it was either gifted to me or I picked it all up along the way. So I cannot tell you where it came from. So with that being said, I'm going to show you the kit. Vintage Farmhouse Market. You're going to see pieces, and you're going to see pieces that are cut, because I've already started the project, so that you did not have to see me cut and you didn't need to see me ink. But with that, the kit is really pretty. I like the moo-moos in it. That's probably why I picked it, because there was critters. What else do you know, I like critters. There's chickens, there's sunflowers, there's labels, there's, Kathi Lee's project kind of looked like this piece here. Mine's gonna look a wee bit different, because I have to be, my printer had an episode, had a spell, kind of like me. It prints more than what it's supposed to. And my printer's new. My printer's not old. No, it's not. It really is not. But it has a mind of its own. You tell it to print one of something, and it's going to print 10 of something. It can't count. I think it learned that 1 + 1 = 3, and you need 12 of something. I don't know. I love that page. That is one of my favorites. The lantern's my favorite. These chickens are having a late night chat out underneath the lantern, talking about how they're going to go bug the cow tomorrow morning. That's just how I see it. These will be a perfect page to fold, put in your journal, maybe cut those windows out. The scenery is magnificent, you know. These are perfect for cutouts, journaling spots. Huh, look, I've already seen this page 3 times. You know, maybe they're trying to tell me I gotta go live out on a farm somewhere. Love those windows. Oh, there's some more pages that I've cut out. There's some pages I've cut out, and there's a piece of cardstock back there, because we're going to need that later on to do what we're going to do. So I'm going to stick these over here while I switch out these few pieces here. I'm going to be using pieces from the Garden by 49 & Market, the Michelle Coleman collection. These pieces came from the May Mystery Montage collection. I am not sure if there's any of those in the shop at the timing of this video, which is May 22nd of 2026. If there's any of them left in the shop, I will leave that down below where you can use my link to go get it. Sometimes she just sells these items individually in the shop, so you can just pick up these items and not have to buy the complete bundle. But I'm going to be working with some of those pieces. That's what's here on this plate. I just dumped them so that I can see them. So if you see me rummaging through that, that is this. Now I'm just going to set that off to the side so it's not in my way. And then Kathi Lee made a chunky, like 3D journal type thing that is her, like I said, was that piece. I made mine mason jars. I cut it out of 1/2" chipboard, which you can also pick up at Scrapbooking With Me because she sells it. And I hand cut these. Yep, I did. It took me a bit to cut them, but I hand cut them. I could have put it on my Cricut. I really could have. And when I put it but I decided to hand cut them. I put paper on both sides. So this will be my front cover, and then I flip it like this. This will be this page, and then I flip it like this. This will be this page, and that will be my back. And you can't see any of that. So I'm going to have it like this. And then we are going to work on decorating these together. And I'm going to tell you from the beginning, this really don't. But I'm going to try my hardest to do my best and make this the best that I can. So we're going to start here with old Betsy Bell. I cut Betsy Bell out, and I picked a piece of the fencing because I was playing around with this a little bit before I came on camera, because I wanted this cow to be behind this fence. And then I was going to put Betsy Bell's label up here, like so. So, because, you know, everybody has to have a name. So you can, you know what I mean. Everybody has to have a name. So then I was going to leave that like that, because that piece of fence came out of this here. And then we don't want every leaf tells a story, because yeah, this is where I'm going to get hung up, because I'm not going to know like what to do or where to put anything. So yeah, there's that. I made those. That's a new obsession of mine. Yep. Sure is. What about, ooh, this will be cool. Let's move Betsy Bell over here like so, and we can put the old milk can here like this, and we can put this behind here like that, because that's her label. And then we could put the milk can like that, you know, because, you know, you go out to the pasture to get the milk, right? Yep, we sure do. And then doesn't the pasture normally have a tree or two out there? So we can put a tree like that for old Betsy. That. It's coming together. I don't think we need anything that big. I don't think we have any treasures that are found out there. I don't think we need a frame that's that big. I don't think we're gonna have birdies out there in there either, but never know. Never know. Never know. Plant flap. Do you think we'll have some grain out there? Yeah, we might have some grain, so we can put that for grain. It's okay if stuff overlaps. It's okay, because these are supposed to be chunky. These are supposed to be chunky. So that's okay that it's over. Oh, yes. Should we have cow boots from when we go out to see the cow by the fence? We'll move this over to here like this. So maybe she's drinking or eating out of there. And then no, we're not going to do that. But this is, I just had a thought. Bear with me. What if I took some of this right here, this gauze, right? And I took it and made it like brown-ish for straw, okay? And we put it here, and we made it like feed, like she was eating feed or grass. Wouldn't that be cool if we made it like that? So that she was eating like hay or grass? I think that would be cool. And I do have mowed lawn. I have some mowed lawn to make some grass. Yeah. See, now it's working. Like now I see the vision. Now I see the vision. All right. just hang with me. I swear, this is gonna come together. You just have to hang tight with me just for a minute. While I probably am not doing this the rightest rain way, but hold on, just let me grab my little things here. My little I have these finger things here that work really well for blending stuff. So I'm going to just take this piece here, because we're making grass, right? That's going to be coming up out of this bag like this. And this is going to come up out of here. We're going to bunch it up so it comes up out of here. It doesn't matter that that's what the grain bag says, right? And then we're going to put some grass down at the bottom. So I have to cut some of this. And if you hear the mower, I am completely sorry. My husband is outside mowing the lawn. It's that time of the year, and I had to open my window. And this is actually the third time that I've tried to film this video, and if it has to get done now, because if it doesn't get now, I don't know when it's gonna get done. So yeah, I'm trying to get it done. So yeah, there's just that. So I am sorry about the background noise. Really, I am. And we're making grass. And all I'm using to make grass is gauze. You can use cheesecloth. I just had gauze at the moment. And you know, cows have to have grass, right? They have to have grass. I have a cinder block under my desk, and I just kicked that with my big toe. That did not feel good. It did not. I can tell you it did not feel good. Alright, so we need to get her name up here under this, like this. And we want this to go, her milk jug to go, her milk can like that. So first of all, I'm going to have to get the grass on there before anything. So let's get the grass on before the fence. There's the grass. Do we need all the grass? Yeah, because I kind of want it to be bunched up. Just make sure you can see me. I can do this so that I'm a little closer so you can see me. What I'm trying to do for the grass. And I just pulled out all the color in there, so we can just do this like that. So it looks like she's in a field. We want her in a field. So I'm using art glitter glue. Again, that can be also found over at Scrapbooking With Me. Gauze can be found in your medicine cabinet. Yep, sure can. We're putting down the tree here. So we're going to grab the tree, put the tree down like this. And then that goes like that. And then we're going to put Betsy Belle right here, because that is her, that would be the name that hangs off her ear. If you ever seen a cow, I'm just going to make this so it's straight and not like that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but hey, it's like that now, so we're gonna roll with it. So we're gonna put that there. If you haven't ever seen a cow, they have a tag that hangs off their ear. I'm sure everybody has seen a cow. I made that sound like you've never seen a cow before, but people, when you see a cow, they have a number that hangs off their ear that has their name. Normally doesn't have their name on it, but it has their tag number. I just put her name and her tag number on there. The number has no significance. I just randomly picked a number, and that's that. And then we're gonna put her, like, oh wait, we gotta get the milk jug, because the milk jug has to come in behind her, like so. So we're gonna do that. Let's put the milk. Well, it probably could be a watering can, but I'm using it as a milk can because, you know, cow milk can. You milk them. That's where that had that idea came in. So we're putting that like that, and then we're gonna drop this like right here, like so. I was gonna make it 3D, but I chose not to make it 3D because I'm putting the fence and all of that, and you don't want to make it 3D with the fence, because then it wouldn't, I don't think it would look right. But if you wanted to make it 3D with the fence, then yeah. So then I'm going to, let me see where I have to snip this off, like right here, so it'll fit like that. And then we're going to glue the fence down. This. There we go. And then once we have the fence glued down, I'm going to take my bag here that has my extra grass. Remember the extra grass we had? And we'll put my extra grass, which you can't see me, but you'll be able to see me in just a second. Like so. If it'll stay down. Like this. I have my extra grass like this, right? And then I'm going to glue this like this right up to where the cow's mouth could be, so that the cow, it looks like the cow is eating it. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to try anyways. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. Come on, we got to pull some out of there so that it looks like she's eating it. Okay. So that would be my first, let me go back out so you can see me. That would be my first one. I'm going to go off and I'm going to do the others, and then I'll be back so that we can put them together. And do we want to put that there? Or is that too much? Let me see what that looks like with them there. I kind of think it's too much. I don't know. I'll think about it. If I put it there, I'll let you know. If not, we'll see when we come back. But I'm going to work on these and I'll be back in a few. Okay, so I went through and I decorated these. This will be my cover. And then this is the back piece that we did. This will be the next page. And this will be that back page. And this will be the next page. And this will be the back page. So now I have to go through and decide where we're going to put brads. And what I was thinking, instead of Kathi Lee put her brads here on the side, I think I'm going to just go right here in the center. Do them right here in the center so that it's kind of like a flip book type thing. So, or I could go here, over here on this side, and I can clip them over here on this side and have the ring on the right instead of on the left. So, nope, it won't work here because I put something here. So I'm just going to go on the top. And I'm going to use my bigger piece And I'm going to set it so that they're all in the same spot, pretty much. And I'm going to go punch my first one. And then once I punch my first one, I can take it and put it down like so. I know that they're awkwardly shaped, but I can at least still take my pen, maybe. You see. Yep, my pen went through. So then I can take this. I gotta pull it so I can see it, where the pen mark is. Okay, and I got that one. This one might be a little bit easier because it's a little bit flatter, but we're gonna try. And of course, you know, it's junk journaling, so nothing is perfect, right? Nothing's perfect. And like I said, I've never made one of these before. It's my first one, so of course it's gonna be not like, you know, the people that make them all the time. I just accepted the challenge to make them. I am going to, I believe, put eyelets in just so that it's a little sturdy. Just my preference. I know that the eyelets are going to be one side. There's not going to be a back to them because they press. So there's that. But hey, I tried. I tried. That's all I can say is I tried. At the end of the day, I gave it the old college try. So Kathi Lee, thank you for the challenge. Challenge accepted. I hope I did your project justice. I hope that you enjoyed watching me try to do your project. I hope that your channel gets some love from my channel, because that was the whole point of doing these, was for a little bit of spotlight so that your channel got a little love from my channel. With that being said, I hope that if you see this video that you go over and give her channel some love, because yeah. And when you go over, make sure you tell her that good old Snips Happen sent you, so that she knows that you've seen my spotlight video and that you got her channel name from me. Her partner over at Scrapbooking With Me. So now I have to find me one of these fancy old jump rings that these smoothly move on. And this is my back one, so this one will go like this on here. And then this one will go on here. Like, what are you doing, Tara? You have no clue what you're doing, do you? No, you don't. But here we go. Here's nothing. So here's my front. It's on my jump ring. Then it flips like this. And it flips like this. And it flips like this. I think that's pretty cool, actually. And then I'm going to... Where did I put those ribbons that I was working with earlier? Who knows with me? Because I put stuff everywhere and don't remember where I put them. Right here. I put them right here. When I made the ribbons, the flower things. So I'm going to take some of these lovely colors here. Where did I get these? I got these in a box full of ribbons. Where'd the lady get them? Who knows? She was selling them, and I snatched them up because I needed them in my life. So that's why they are here. And what am I going to do with these? I'm going to take these, and I'm going to take them, and probably don't need them that big, so let's cut them in half. Like so. And I'm going to try to make this look fancy too. I don't know if I can accomplish that, but I'm going to try to make that look a little fancy smancy too. Because how can you have some moo cows and not have it all fancy dancy, right? That's the way I'm thinking here. Because I thought I needed a little bit of ribbon. And then what I'm going to try and do, I don't really like that. Nope. I don't like that at all. So let's see if I can get that off of there. Here I am wasting your time playing with ribbon. Because, you know, I could be doing other things and I'm over here playing with ribbon. I didn't want it to be bold. That did not sound good. I wanted it to, you know, have some decorations. I didn't want it to be bold. There we go. Maybe that will look better. And then we can just like have some... The Cutterbee scissors are supposed to cut forever. And I don't know how I dulled a pair of Cutterbee scissors. I don't. I have not a clue how I did it. But I dulled a pair. And I haven't even had them. I have not even had them 2 months. And I dulled a pair of Cutterbee scissors. That pair cuts like nothing. But my other pair, I dulled them. Yep, I sure did. So then, I think that looks a little better. So that has a little fancy on the ring there. And then when you flip it, maybe we can put some in between. Why not? Let's try it out and see what it does. Can't hurt it, right? Can't hurt it. Gotta cut this one down though. So that it's not, like, you know, it's a silver jump ring, but if you do this, maybe it'll make it fancy in between them so that, you know, it's extra fancy. There we go, grabbing the ones that don't cut. We just got to cut 2 more pieces here. 2 more pieces. I promise I won't keep you much longer. I promise. Hers is way chunkier than mine. Hers is got way more details. But like I said, this is my first one. I tried to do it. I would probably make another one because these were pretty cool to make. I used the Farmhouse, the Farmhouse Vintage. This is my front. This part's my front here. The Farmhouse, hold on, let me grab the cover here. Vintage Farmhouse Market from Scrapbooking With Me. I had gotten a template for the mason jars. I used the 49 in Market. I lost the thing already. Like I said, I lose everything. 49 in Market, in the garden die cut set to decorate. And this is this one. I got a cough now because, you know, why not? Well, that's the only thing that stops is when you go to flip, is when you have those on there. But this is that one. And then we have that one, and that one, that one, and that one. So, if you like this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please make sure you like and subscribe. And please make sure you stop over and see Kathi Lee over on her channel. And if you stop over for my channel because of the spotlight video, please make sure to let her know that you saw this video and Be kind, and I shall see you in the next one.